Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ownr webinar series. I am Jessie Zhao, your host today, as well as every Thursday. Thanks for joining me today. I can't see you and I can't hear you, but I know you are there on the other side. I want to know your presence. So please feel free to use your chat box on your screen to say hello. Let me know who you are, how you are doing in the quarantine. Is there anything you want to share, questions, as well as comments throughout the entire webinar? I just want to feel your presence and know that you are with me on the other side. And if this is the first time you're joining the Ownr webinars, no worries. We just started last week and we're going to continue to our best ability every week, every Thursday here at the same time to bring you a variety of topics related to small business and entrepreneurship. The reason why we're putting out these inspirational and educational webinars is really our way of giving back to the small business community. Ownr is a digital platform to help business get started. So in the last 2.5 years, we have grown exponentially thanks to the trust and the help of the small business community. So it's really our way of giving back and help out in the community in big or small ways. And this is all new to me, so I'm going to try my best and multitask, but just bear with me. And while I get myself acquainted on this, in the quarantine, I bet I will be an expert, but right now I'm trying to multitask. Throughout the webinar, I will most likely talk to our guest speakers as much as I can, but I do check in with the chat function. So please feel free to put in any of your comments, questions, anything that you want to share with me, and I will check in periodically with you. Let me just bring in our today's speaker. So every week we try to bring you a different speaker on a different subject. And that's why your feedback is very important to us so that we know what type of information you are looking for, any type of help that you would like to have. There is a survey link, should be pinned to the top of your chat box, and you can see that link. It's a 3-minute real quick survey. At the end of the webinar, let us know how we did. And if there's anything else you want to learn, we will try our best to find an expert. Last week, if you were here, we learned about social media marketing. And this week, I thought, let's just change things up a little bit and bring you a real life case study. And if you are like me, with everything that is happening now, you're probably thinking, how can I protect my business in situations like this now, as well as in the future? How can I prove my business in these kind of unexpected circumstances? And that's why I found James' experiences and his story is quite inspiring. Nobody has the crystal ball. Nobody has a magical answer, and neither does James. But I think with his experience and what he has learned over the years, maybe it will serve as an inspiration for you to think about what works for your business. James is a fitness trainer turned entrepreneur, and since he switched his business model, his clientele has doubled, even tripled over the years, and he can tell us a little bit more about that journey. But unexpectedly, he also COVID-proofed his business. During this quarantine time, his business is actually busier than ever. So let's just learn from what he's learned so far, and maybe there's some things that he wants to do differently in the future as well. And without further ado, let's bring on James. Welcome, James.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, thanks for being here with us.
Really excited for this. I'm really happy to be on here. Thank you. I appreciate being a guest on this.
Of course, I really appreciate you being here with us as well. And I know that you are helping a couple of other people as well to help them bring their business online. So needless to say, you're a man that like to help.
Yeah, that's what I'm in this for. I'm just like trying to help people in like every aspect that I can. And like me having like my industry of helping people with their fitness goals now translating to like their business, I'm just like overwhelmed with like gratitude being able to help people in that aspect as well.
Of course. And James, let me just try to bring up your bio. Can everybody see James' screen? If you can see or if you have trouble, please let me know. So yeah, let's just get started. I can't wait to find out more about your story. And I know we did reserve a little surprise challenge in the end. I think it would be really fun, at least from fun for us. I'm not sure how fun it would be for you, but let's just get started.
Awesome.
So how we're going to do, I think, let's just dive into your story a little bit more today. Tell us, how everything started and what brought you to this point, anything you have learned to do or not to do. And then we'll take questions from the audiences. I know some of them, when they register for the webinar, they've already submitted their questions, but maybe there will be more people join live and maybe they'll come up with new questions as they're listening to your stories. Then in the end, James will take your questions and answer those questions.
Awesome.
So first up, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Trying to stay positive throughout this whole situation. That's the main.
That's the key, right?
That is the key.
What do you find the most challenging?
Being without a gym is like the most challenging aspect. Do you mean like me personally or for like a business wise?
Could be either way. I think business wise for sure, but as human beings, we all have this added additional personal challenge in addition to the business. So I see lots of people actually used to work out in the parks, and now even the parks are closed. So I can imagine how hard it is for you. How are you coping with everything?
I'm doing pretty good. I've actually like set a goal for myself. Committed to doing 2 workouts per day, at least 45 minutes long. And doing that has like really kind of kept me in that positive mental state. And that's something like I would encourage as well for anybody like that struggles like mentally. Obviously, like we don't have that human connection. We don't have that motivation around us. We don't have access to everything. So like setting that, and like I've been doing that straight for every single day for the past like 2 to 3 weeks, and like I think that has helped me like so much. And like that energy translates into my business and into my clients. So that's what's like the most important thing at this time.
I totally agree with you. Without a goal, we lose hope. That's something to keep us going. My goal is to be able to run by the end of this without dying. I took my first run in years. I think this week, a couple of days ago, I nearly passed out. But at least it's a start, right?
That's good. That's good. Yeah, like with one of my what I'm doing like with the 2 workouts per day, I'm challenging myself to do one has to be outside no matter what like the weather is, how cold it is, like even if it's just a walk. So getting outside and getting in that fresh air is like huge as well. That helps me so much like mentally.
Absolutely. Physical definitely helps with the mental as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your business. We've seen your bio, but can you just give us a very high level overview of what Lean Physique Lifestyle is about? That's the name of your app. What does it offer, and what's the benefits for other people who are not yet familiar with it?
All right, awesome. So I mainly am an online fat loss coach, basically taking people to beginners, mostly that's what I focus on, and really creating a healthy, sustainable lifestyle for them. So I'm working with developers that I have my own fitness app. So my fitness app delivers like everything you can possibly think of like with an in-person personal trainer. I've translated that into technology and to be able to serve people online. So like I have custom nutrition for every single client. So everything is absolutely set to individual person and their goals, custom training plans. I have video demonstrations. So like if you click on the video, it's me in the gym doing the exercise for every single thing that's going through their plan. I have weekly check-ins. So like my app has a feature to be like automated as well, that clients can check in with that as well. Tracks like their measurements, progress photos, in-app communication. I also like have a Facebook supportive community as well outside of that. So it really gets that community aspect. But I mostly focus on fat loss and lifestyle habits. So getting people like really overcoming their relationship with food. That's a huge thing. Developing daily habits of just getting to the gym in general, creating better eating habits, like getting their energy levels up. Things like that are like my main focus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the fitness industry, but I do know there are a lot of fitness apps out there, as well as the weight loss programs out there. I just
Yeah.
remember Lean Cuisine for some reason when I saw your business name, and especially now when people cannot go to the gym, there are a lot of trainers who offer the online live programs as well. What would you say that your app is different from all of the competitors?
So right now in this time, like there's like millions and millions of online trainers. I don't look at that as a like, the competition is too much, because like you can do that and have like that negative mindset. People are going to buy from you and your brand specifically because of like just yourself. So one thing that I'm kind of marketing towards is more of the community. Like I'm not even like kind of mentioning my workouts, because there is so many free stuff out there. So what I'm mentioning is for like the support that you get, the one-on-one like accountability, the people around you in that group, because everybody right now is home. They're by themselves. They're not in a group setting. They're not motivated. They don't have people around them to like be their friend or like help them out with what they're going through at home. So like that's what I'm kind of like marketing towards, of being that supportive like coach, being motivation. Everybody, all my clients are in one group, so they're going through the same things. So that's what I'm kind of like marketing towards. And that's why like I think that some people might think that this time is like a bad time for the market, but like it's actually a great time for online trainers. Because if you look at like every kind of like group fitness setting, all of these clients that are in a group fitness setting, they are now not in a group setting. They are like, they could go on these Zoom calls and stuff like that, which all that is awesome, but that is going to eventually like fade off. And I'm already seeing it already, and we're only a couple weeks in. So like the number one thing that is going to get someone to like their fitness goals right now is that one-on-one accountability, knowing like what they should be eating, how much they should be eating, and having that like support of like telling someone like exactly like what they should follow.
Yeah. And when you say that one-on-one support, did you mean that you actually check in with every individual client, or is the app set up in a way that they'll be automatically reminded to do certain things?
So I have two different kind of packages. So like I basically have some people just using my fitness app that will just kind of like, it'll be on their own terms. They'll check in like through it in the app, but they also still have access to my Facebook group. But then I also have like my one-on-one clients that are like my more so accountability, that they have like my personal number to reach out. Basically, I'm there for them anytime. And sometimes like I'll get on phone calls with them no matter like what they're going through. Basically, like what I found is like they're going through more life stuff than they are with like fitness.
Absolutely.
So that's why like this market is like, it's so huge. And that's why like it's lifestyle coaching, it is what it is.
Yeah, that helps. Thanks for clarifying that. And I absolutely agree with you. A lot of time, the mental part and the physical part are closely connected. By changing one, it definitely impacts the other. And a lot of people, even though I don't have that problem, but I do know when people struggle with the weight loss issues, a lot of time it's really to solve whatever that mental challenge that you are having. So that's great that you are that accountability buddy.
Yeah.
To push them.
Yeah.
I might need some push. Okay, so let's just go back to the very origin. I know in your bio, you've always been in competitive sports, soccer, hockey. So obviously, you'll have this lifelong interest in fitness as well. Can you just tell us what led you to decide to start as a fitness trainer, and then from there, what happened and how that transition happened to let you to develop this app?
Absolutely. So yeah, like my whole life, I was in competitive sports. Mostly the main thing was hockey. So I've been playing hockey since I was like 3. So when I was like getting out of high school, I was playing like junior, and my hockey career basically came to an end shorter than I had planned. I had like a few concussions. So at that time, I was also in going to school for architectural engineering. So I was in college. So that was like a 3 to 4 year program. Um, and during that time, I was competing in some men's physique competitions as well. So that like when I was transitioning from kind of hockey to like physique competitions, what I've like realized is like the thing that I was like missing, that's why I got into bodybuilding, was like that community team atmosphere of like just having something to like strive towards. So as I was going through my architectural engineering program, I was 6 months away from graduating, and I decided to drop out. I quit at like just decided that I found my passion for fitness and helping others. And like when I was going through these physique competitions, I found like I first time ever, like I was seeing my abs, I got my confidence back, I got so much energy, all this type of stuff, like the things that I was looking for. Like I can still remember that feeling today.
Yeah,
Like this was like 4 or 5 years ago now. So I remember that. And that's the feeling that I want to give to others. And so I decided to drop out of college, not pursue that. And I started my,
when you
what,
drop out, when
absolutely.
married.
Absolutely. So like I'm the type of person like I'm a risk taker, and I love that feeling of like risk and scary and being uncomfortable, because when you do those types of stuff, you either learn or something good comes from it.
Yep,
It's so like I'm always constantly striving to get out of my comfort zone, because like that's how you grow. If you're staying inside that comfort zone, you never know what, like you're gonna be stuck in the same spot. So
absolutely.
I decided to just go for it, follow my intuition, and here I am. It was like the best decision I've ever made, dropping out of college. Now I'm not telling people to drop out of college, but it was just like following my passion of helping others. So basically from then I had a mentor. So I went from like literally in school, part-time job, quit that part-time group training job as well, and like zero income. So started my in-person training business, and I had a mentor helping me with that. That I was he owned the private gym that I was training at, so he was just helping me get clients and things like that. So I was doing that for about like a year and a half, and then I decided. So I'm originally from Newfoundland, Newfoundland, Canada. So I wanted to make the move to Toronto. So at that time, I knew I seen the way the online space was going, and I know like it's still going like the way it is going now. It's the future. So I looked at it back then, like I wanted to travel, I wanted to be able to work from my computer, be able to do whatever I have, and just like be in control of my time while still helping people. So I decided that I wanted to transition online. And so another big risk that I took is I moved to Toronto and transitioned online at the exact same time. Once again, no job security. uh, no job security. Didn't know like what was gonna happen. I just knew I'm gonna make it. Like I had that belief, and I stuck to it. It's been a ride. It's been a roller coaster ride, up and down. But because like living there compared to living here, expenses is like double. Uh, but yeah, I just took the risk again, and it was doing that, another like life changing moment for me. That was scary as well. But yeah, ever since then, I've been full time online one-on-one training, and here I am.
Again, not to advise anybody to just suddenly move without a job. I've done that too. Dumbest thing ever in my life. I absolutely treasure the experience, but I do not advise. But
Yeah,
in your case, it worked out and it fits your personality
yeah,
as well.
yeah, exactly. And during this time, like I was doing courses for like nutrition courses, training courses, things like that. That was actually like going towards my fitness career. So it's not like I just like went dropped that for nothing kind of thing. I was still investing, always constantly investing in myself for knowledge wise and learning what way I can like serve my clients best and just becoming like as much like knowledgeable as I can.
For sure. So timeline wise, let's just back it up. When did you start your personal training, like the in-person service?
I think it was around 2016. I believe.
Yeah, and then you moved here in 2018.
2018. Yeah.
So
So
you had a couple of years of in-person training, and
yeah,
then it has been almost about the same amount of time since the app developed.
yeah. I think it was like only a year and a half maybe in person training. Yeah, and then it's only been a year and a half since I started my online.
And how has your business today compared to when you were doing the in-person training?
Oh my God! Like it's like more than 10x like my in person training. So like the whole reasoning behind that like transition was because I love in person training. I really love connecting with people on a one on one basis. But what I found is like I was like working like 40 odd hours a week, and like outside of those hours, like I had a rule that I wasn't on my phone with a client, so like they're paying for my time kind of thing. So if I had other clients that were reaching out to me at that time, like I couldn't message them at all throughout the whole day because I was just having that one-on-one with
Yep.
each client. And basically you only have so much time per week that you can work. And so there's like a maximum amount of money that you can make. But if you can serve more people and be able to handle that amount of people, then you can help more people. And that was my goal. So like transitioning from in-person training to online, I've been able to help like far way more people and get them way better results while working like half less than half the amount of time. Like right now, I work less than 5 hours a day, and before I was working like 8 to 9 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah. And you're probably not even working 5 days a week.
No, and the thing is, like, I have freedom in my schedule, so like that's what I always wanted. I'm in control, kind of thing. I can set out time blocks of getting things done, and then I can like enjoy what I want to do outside of work as well.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the primary reasons why lots of people want to become entrepreneurs. They want to be compensated accordingly. They want to reach that unlimited potential of revenue and results. At the same time, they want to own their time, their own schedule.
Yeah.
So I think that is really attractive. A lot of people probably can resonate with you as well. Um,
Yeah.
and
So just to touch on that, like going through this whole experience, like one thing I think people like know me for, like business wise, is like I like to figure out how I can do things once and never have to do it again. So automation, I'm huge on automation, and that's how you can create the the freedom in your life. So like I've spent like the last like year literally trying to automate my whole process,
yeah.
and it serves people quicker. They get better results, kind of thing, and everything like that. And that was like the best decision ever. Trying to like do things once really good, and then just not have to do it again.
For sure. Let's dive into that a little bit more. I know now it sounds everything is really great, but when you first started at the app, there's so much work. I'm sure it was nothing but easy. So let's just dive into what you did at the beginning to make everything in place and what you have done for example, automation, if there's anything else that you have done to set yourself up for the future.
All right. So when I first started, I was using like Excel sheets. And then I transferred on to like Google Sheets, the same thing. But another simple feature with Google Sheets is that you can share it with a client. So I basically took out email communication whatsoever. So like just using a Google Sheet platform. And then I was using a simple like email marketing campaign. I was using like Get Response just to send out some weekly valuable content. And then I also had like a Facebook group when I started as well, which at first I wasn't like really paying attention to. And that was probably like one of the things I wish I would have paid more attention to from the beginning.
Yeah.
But then I got in touch with my developers and was able to like take advantage of the technology nowadays and make it more convenient for both myself and a client, being able to have like everything at their fingertips while they're going through like their whole program.
Got it. What about as an entrepreneur? Because before this happened, yes, you were your own boss, so to speak, but you were limited to just yourself. You're a personal trainer, and you serve clients through the gym or through word of mouth, so to speak. But now all of a sudden, you are an entrepreneur. You are in charge of your marketing, your accounting, your business development to serve hundreds of clients. Was there a steep learning curve? How did you get yourself ready to make that transition from a individual to a business owner?
It was a huge learning curve, and it's honestly still is like being your own boss and like being like in charge of everything is it can be challenging. I'm the type of person that if I don't know something, I will learn it. Like I will do whatever I can to like learn it. I'll reach out to people. One like literal big huge piece of advice is like that I can give people is find a mentor or find someone that has done it like before you. That will save you like so much time. Or like literally take advantage of all of it. There's so much free stuff out there, especially right now on YouTube. You can learn about everything. But I was paying attention to a lot of stuff that didn't necessarily like matter or move my business forward. At the time, like I just thought it would help, but like in the grand scheme of things, like it didn't help me like get more clients or anything like that. So that was like a huge.
Can you give an example? Like what are those things?
I was spending so much time on like creating really good content, like thinking that that's what people wanted. Different types of the wrong type of content. So
Okay.
basically, it took me a really long time to understand that when it comes to sales or anything that you like a service that you have to kind of market towards someone's problem rather than the services that you had. So I was putting so much time into like I have a real like I believe my app is like one of the best fitness apps out there. It's basically a personal trainer in your pocket. So it's different from all these other like just like standalone fitness apps that anybody can download. So I was marketing this app for a long time, when really I should have been marketing content towards solving their problem. Like my app is the process that solves their problem, but I should have been going through like their pain points, like how to get their confidence up, how to get their energies up, how to get their better relationship with food, how to actually like create like help them get fat loss. Not necessarily, oh, I do meal plans, I do like my app, I do workouts, stuff like that. That took me so long to like really understand. Once I understood that, everything changed on like my videos, like what I was portraying to my clients and everything like that. Before it was just kind of like bragging about all my features,
Right.
but not necessarily like the features are awesome and how problems get solved. But like outside of that, to get someone like people need to know what you're going to help them with and what the outcome is going to be. So that was like a major learning curve for me.
You should have talked to a marketer back then.
I know. So like, but that was a thing. Like, so I was a struggling, like online trainer with no like no money. So like there was times where I was going like month to month, like struggling to make rent. And though that's the risk I took to move and pursue myself, but like I wasn't letting that stop me like from getting to like my goal to where I am now kind of thing. So like I had no money to learn to hire people.
Yeah.
So like I was just trying to I learned everything that I have now is like basically just me learning from myself.
Yeah,
And
good for you. I mean, that's the entrepreneurial spirit is you learn from experience. Of course, like you said, if you can find a mentor or somebody to share their experience, avoid the mistakes, then that's great. But majority of the time, you still have to go through it yourself in order to learn all of that. And I especially, I don't know if you have actually noticed, but I really like how you talk about your goals. So a lot of people really talk about, this is my service, this is my feature, this is what I do, and I have this awesome fitness app. But like you said, and number one is it's really not about you. It's about your customer. It's about their problems. And then the other one is like you mentioned several times so far that you really want to help people and you want to help as many people as possible.
that's
So
right.
that is really so critical when you start to promote about your services or your products. It's really people care and resonate with what your vision is. And your vision is to make everybody to have this accountability and live a happier life. You want to help people. The app is just your mean to
Yeah,
get there. And because
exactly.
you believe in your vision and your why, so you putting 100% into your business, and that's why it's doing so well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was like I don't think I was like at a point where I was like kind of talking about myself like ever. I know there's like a lot of people on social media that are like solely do that, but like if you look at my like Instagram, like my Instagram is my main platform. I use Facebook groups, but outside of that, Instagram is my main platform. So if you go to my Instagram, you probably have to scroll down for like the last 2 years to kind of get a post that actually has to do with me or something I'm going through. Like it's everything I'm putting on like my Instagram is literally about other people, how I can help other people. Like I don't use Instagram to be like, oh, look at me, like look what I'm doing. I use it
You're
kind of
out of date, James. It's all about ourselves.
yeah. So like I use it like as a platform to help people because like that's essentially like exactly what I want to do. And I think anybody that's in the fitness industry, that is exactly why they're in the fitness industry because they have that passion as well of helping others.
For sure. And that's, I don't know if anybody have this question, but if you are curious about or intimidated by sales, a lot of time people feel that they have to make cold calls and push their products or service onto their customers. In fact, it's sales is really about solving problems. It's never about you. It's all about solving their problems. Once you switch that mindset, sales becomes so natural.
Yeah, and like if you genuinely like want to help someone too, like you'll that will come off, your energy will come off towards them as like, and that's how you're going to get more clients and stuff like that as well. Like
Yeah.
I had like a short-term mentor last year and he was like really salesy, all about getting money and stuff like that. And it didn't go with my personality. Like I'm not like that. I think like some people kind of, my business kind of took a hit for a certain time because of that. I was just pushy and
Mhm.
just actually like not being myself and genuinely wanting to help people. But that's like create conversations and actually like just try to solve someone's problems, and like that's what people will come to you for. Like, and that's where I'm at now. I'm just like being myself, helping people, and that's what I do as a service.
Yeah, that's why you are here too, doing all of this for free. I
That's
love
right.
it.
That's right.
So we are closer to the Q&A time, but I do want to, I think you have already touched base on some of the advice that you can give people. Is there anything else that you feel that's very valuable for people either are thinking about starting a business or maybe start contemplating to switch their business model because of the situation?
Absolutely. So I think like right now, like starting, if you're like starting from scratch, is actually really easy to like get started and get like making a really good income. Some things I would suggest is like I have a app, like it's more of an expensive, like, because like I have a platform behind it as well that runs my website, my CRM, and everything like that. You don't need something like that. All you need for to get started is maybe something to deliver your clients like workouts or anything like that. So for that, a good platform is Trainerize, and that connects with a meal plan service, nutrition service with Evolution Nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the most common in the fitness industry. So it's not expensive. It's like a monthly subscription, and you can like literally run all your plans for clients through that, and it's basically an app for them as well. So really easy to get started that way. For outside of that, I would suggest creating a Facebook group and getting as many people in there as you can, creating a community so they have that support around them. But basically, outside of that, all you need is a platform to deliver your services, supportive community, and then basically plan out what type of services you're going to get. So you could do like a startup where people maybe like a 6-week challenge for free to get people into your Facebook group. And then once they're in that Facebook group, you could be offering your one-on-one services to like for an upsell if they need that one-on-one accountability. But the more people you can get in one group, I found like that, especially at a time right now, people need that support.
Mm-hmm.
Give them free value. Always be posting like whatever you possibly can in that group, and so that people gain your trust and they know that you know like what you're talking about, and they know that you're a genuine person wanting to help them as well. So really easy to get started. Like I think like especially with email marketing, I have another MailChimp if you want to get into that. Do I necessarily think you need to at this point just to get started? You don't need to. But I think you just need a platform and a community base.
Cool. And I believe I saw one question in the registration submission is about resources. So I know you do have a really good list of resources.
Yeah.
In case you guys are probably just trying to catch the names that James just said, we will be sure to send out those resources afterwards. And I do want to maybe give you a little bit more time to talk about those resources as well later on. So given the COVID situation, is there anything that you want to do differently for the future? Or is there anything that you wish you have done differently in the past?
Some things that like I wish I would have done in the past is like really engaged with my audience more. Basically, I think I was just like, once again, just marketing the wrong things, like my app and all this stuff, rather than like actually reaching out to people, like giving them, like right now, I give so much free stuff. I have free ebooks that I offer, I have free workouts, whatever. Like, I wish I was doing that before to give people, to help people out more for free. And then just create relationships with them, actually genuinely just wanting to help them for free as well. I'm doing like so much of that, and that has gained so much like clients for me right now. But moving forward with this whole situation, my goal is to really dig in on the community aspect and support, and kind of create mini challenges within my community, keep people engaged, keep people motivated. But yeah, that's basically my plan now. I kind of have all these systems in place when it comes to the workouts and nutrition and everything like that. That's all like fine. But I think my thing now is just creating an awesome community where people want to be a part of, and like a culture, and just like where people can learn. Like my whole vision for fitness is like, I had some coaches when I was getting into fitness, and I never properly learned what I wanted to learn. So like
Yep.
my vision is to literally get all the knowledge out of my head and spread it to other people so they can eventually do it themselves on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially now during the COVID situation, I think the concept of community or the desire for community and support is stronger than ever. But it sounds like it's a lot of work. How do you even manage? You have to deliver your core service, which is the weight loss and fitness training, and then you have to manage all aspects of business. And then on top of that, you have to have create these free resources and then community and relationship management. How do you even prioritize or manage the productivity of it?
I'm a really
And you
routine.
are only working 5 hours a day.
Yeah, so like I'm a really routine oriented person. So if you can nail down your routine and be as productive as you can in those hours, then you'll have no problem with it. Obviously, there's going to be like some days where like these last few days I've had a lot on my plate, so I had worked like probably like 10 hours. So like it does differ, but um, I basically I don't know if you ever heard of like the 50 and 10 rule. So the 50 and 10 rule is putting your phone like no distractions for 50 minutes and setting like whatever task you're doing, that's your straight focus. And that has like helped me like so much. Basically having a plan of what you're gonna do before like that day even starts is a huge thing. So what I do is like I have like a certain small list of like tasks that I do every single day. So I'll wake up, I have like even like just a personal morning routine. Then I'll actually go into my work routine where I get like my most important tasks done, like respond to clients, respond to any messages like via leads or anything like that. And then I will go into like my outreach, engaging with people on social media. Then I'll just create conversations from there. And then basically that those are things that I have to get done every single day. Anything outside of that comes after those hours. So if I have kind of like, because of the fact that those are the things that are going to move my business forward and get me clients. So anything outside of that, like say create ebooks or whatever, that necessarily isn't going to move my business forward. If I can get that done outside of those hours, then that's awesome. But really focus on the things that matter and having like my biggest thing that I struggled with at first was consistency, doing the same things that matter every single day. Now I've nailed that down, and that's helped me big time.
Yep, that's prioritization and discipline helps so much. And I think especially now when a lot of people start to feel the life and work just bleed into each other. So having that structure and the discipline and the separation of your routine is super helpful. Now that we've already started a Q&A, naturally, let's just dive into it. You already talked about some resources to for learning from more about moving into online training. Is there anything you want to add?
Um, no, like for resources, like you don't need much to get started. You honestly don't. And I think like people might think that you need like this, you need that. Like Trainer Eyes is the platform, probably the most kind of the best considered platform for delivering. Like they have workout videos already pre done in their app and everything like that, so you don't have to worry about that at this time.
Oh,
And then like Evolution Nutrition, they have like all the nutrition is set up really good.
okay. So, like I mentioned, James will share his resources and his contact information in case anybody wants to reach out afterwards. We'll make sure that you have that information. And another question, actually, before I jump into that, the live chat is open. So feel free to type into your questions if you have any. And the next question I have is, where would you say the direction of online services is going? Now we're asking for the crystal ball.
I think it's going to be way more popular than it was before the situation. Um, I do think that there's always going to be that sense of in-person training. So I work part-time at another job as well because of the fact that I do all my work online. I don't see anybody. I simply do it so I can get that people interaction.
Yep.
So people looking for like training wise or whatever, that in-person gym thing, like that will always be there. And I think it's just like the culture of other people being there at the same time. So like yes, with online training, I think it's going to expand. Like there's already companies coming out with technology that you can do everything from your home, get the same workouts and stuff like that. But then it leads into like motivation, how often you're going to do it. If you're in like a community with other people going through the same thing, you're going to like have better results, better energy and things like that. So, but I do think that a lot of like facilities that run group training right now, I think they're going to like they already are right now, but they're going to be going into that online space offering both services. but it's going to grow, and I think it's the future for fitness for sure.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of other type of services may slowly get into that space as well, especially during the quarantine time. I see lots of uh, types of teaching disciplines. So whether it's dance, cooking, um, we know that high schools have the online courses that's been
Yeah,
around for a while, but some of these other type of learning experiences now are suddenly moving fastly towards online. Even doctors now can do online or
yeah.
phone consultation. So for a lot of people with a skills, if you're thinking about, even if it's not in fitness, I think there's a lot of opportunities now moving online as well.
I think like if you can like this time right now is like the best opportunity. I think like so many people are looking at this situation so wrong, but like in a situation where like this whole thing that's happening with the world, like in a negative space, this is where people are like businesses are grown, like are started from like a negative place like this, and they are becoming so successful. And
Mhm.
this is the perfect time to get on the online train, like get started right now. One of my friends like that I'm helping with get started, she reached out to me and was like, like I'm thinking about getting started. Like, when do you think this is the right time? Like, this is the best time. I think if you move, like the best thing with business, especially with the technology nowadays, speed is everything in my opinion. So like, get started, like get going, learn as you go, and like that's how you're gonna be successful. And that's what I did. I just like learned as I go, and I wasn't making no excuses. And it's just
For sure.
like get started.
Yeah. Getting done is better than getting perfect. That's the true entrepreneurial
Yeah,
spirit. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, and for those of you who are interested, actually on the same subject, we do have a couple of other entrepreneurs in different industries that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks, talking about how their businesses adjusted. Some of them used to be traditional, some of them have maybe 50-50, and now because of this challenging situation, they were forced to be much more creative. And that's the thing is, life, when life gives you lemon, you turn it into lemonade.
yeah.
And when you be surprised how creative and how great ideas will just come out of these situations when you're back pushed against the wall. So it really depends on how you look at the situation. It could be glass half full or it could be glass half empty. All depends on how we respond to it.
Yeah, exactly. And like another thing I just thought of as well, me and my developers are working at like or looking at into like the future a little bit, if depending on like how long this goes on for, and we might develop like a package of say weights, like say a kettlebell, a skipping rope, an ab wheel or pull up bar, whatever it is, and packaging this and clients being able to buy it, like this whole package, and their workouts will be specifically designed for this package kind of thing. So I think
Yeah.
that's another space where fitness like it is going, like getting equipment delivered to your house, but like following a specific program for that. So I think that's another idea that people could jump on as well.
That sounds good. I did order an exercise belt, but I don't think it's gonna arrive anytime before the summer comes.
I just ordered a pull-up bar, a band, and a skipping rope. It actually came in like 3 days. I was
Oh,
surprised.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the VIP. Okay, last question, unless anybody else has any questions. You mentioned the value of mentor, and I 100% agree with you. But for people who may not be so familiar with it, how do you find a good mentor, and what are some of the criterias to find a mentor?
So also like yeah, like you touched on, like a mentor is like how you're going to like succeed in anything in life. So one thing like I always try to do is surround myself with people that are either on the same level with me or are above me in like more successful. And that
Mhm.
was a whole transit a reason why I transitioned from here or from Toronto to here or from Newfoundland to Toronto, because I knew that there was people that were more successful with me that I could surround myself with better. That right there is the number one thing. Like I'm sure you've heard the 5 people that you surround yourself with is like you can tell your future. That can't be like any true. So like if you have the opportunity to be around people um, that are above you, like more successful, that is the perfect way. Getting groups that, like, especially you can get on talks like this with people that are more successful, and you're able to just like get their ideas kind of thing. One thing I would always do is like find people on Instagram that I think were doing a little bit better than me. Look at how they were kind of like going with their services. And I still do that. I sign up for random emails from like huge online trainers just to get their emails, what way they're delivering their marketing. And like, it's just getting ideas and things like that from people that are really successful. So if you have like no money for a mentor or anything like that, there's so much opportunity online out there. You just have to go find it. Look for someone who you want to become, or who you want to be like really similar to, and just kind of follow their steps and learn what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe a lot of people who are already successful, they're willing to give back. They're willing to give free advice.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So with that said, I think that concludes our Q&A, and our fun challenge starts. Do you want to find out what it is?
What's that?
Do you want to find out what it is?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I know you being working towards talking about goals, you always have a goal. And I think a goal is very important to keep us going and motivated, especially now. I know that you're working towards a headstand. So that is something that is way beyond my imagination. But I do know that there are certain ways to get to that point. Show us, and let's see how long you can do the headstand, or how well you have been doing so far.
All right, I gotta move my computer for a second.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so since we are in this whole situation, I just like picked up something to kind of kill some time, and just like I wanted to come out of this whole thing of learning a new skill. So like a handstand, like I've practiced before, but nothing like too serious. Now I'm still not good at it. I still need to use the wall. But same thing of like learning a new skill. I use the online resources, like friends around me. One of my friends is really good at handstands. Like reached out to them. That's another thing. Like this ties into business. Like reach out to people. People like want to help you. All you have to do is like reach out. But yeah, with the handstand, my goal is to like in the next few weeks be able to like kind of walk on my hands like completely. I'm not at that point yet, so bear with me. But yeah, I'll give it a try.
Let's do it. I'm gonna time you. Once you get into position, I'll time you.
All right. Now I'm not a pro. Just saying that.
That's so totally okay. Perfection is boring. Then you have nothing to work towards.
A tip for this that like really like kind of game changed everything if you're looking to learn how to handstand is like the hand, instead of like having your hand flat on the ground like this, you actually have your hand like this. So you're actually gripping the ground. That was like a huge game changer. But all right, let's do it.
All right, everyone, let's clap for James silently. Time starts. And while James is holding his hands, next week, I'll just give you a sneak peek. We'll talk about, oops, he's calming down. 15, 16 seconds. That's really good. That's 15 or 16 seconds longer than I can do.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. So like what I'm trying to do is just come off the wall with my feet. And that's like where eventually I want to work towards. But yeah, it's a work in progress.
Thank you for doing that. I think everyone should have a little bit of a challenge. It could be as simple as, meditate for 10 minutes. It sounds easy. It's really hard. I can't even meditate for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you can do something like this, doing a headstand. My goal is to be able to run for 20 minutes nonstop without passing out.
Awesome. That's good. I'm actually throwing like a habit challenge on my social media, my Instagram right now for people to do is 30-day habit challenge, because I think routine is so important. So the things with that is 1 45-minute workout a day, 15-minute meditation, 10 pages of reading a nonfiction book. What else? 4 liters of water a day, and what else? And no junk food, no cheap meals or anything like that.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been doing that for a couple of weeks, and honestly, like I haven't felt like that. Like I feel amazing.
I will try. I don't know how long I can last. But we will share James' contact information if anybody is interested. In the meantime, I think that concludes our webinar. Thank you so much, James, for sharing your time and knowledge with us.
Thank you so much. It was honestly a pleasure being on here. And like, if anybody wants to reach out to me for any help whatsoever, like honestly, reach out anytime. I'd be happy to help in any way I can.
For sure. And so for next week, we will talk about part personal and part business. We will invite a psychologist who is specialized in career counseling. She herself is also an entrepreneur, and she will talk about mostly about mental health and mental wellness, how we're coping with the current COVID situation. Is there any best practices? Like working from home scenario, how to stay positive, all that interesting things that we really need help with right now, as well as her own practice, how she pivoted her services during this unexpected time and to keep the business going. So I think there will be a lot of interesting challenge there. And maybe some of the things that overlapped with what James you're talking about today as well. So we will share the invitation through our social media. I believe it's already up there. If anybody is interested, feel free to follow us and check it out. Again, the survey link is on top of the chat. Let us know what else you want to learn about. On the screen, you can see it's our gift in honor of James. If you are thinking about starting a business, you can get $50 off using this code fitness50 at the checkout anytime when you're ready. And this video will be recorded and uploaded onto YouTube as well. And if you want to share with other friends you think will benefit from James' advice, feel free to do that. We will make sure to send out all the information at the end of the webinar. So thank you so much. Thank you, James, for being here. Thanks for doing that headstand. Keep it going. We'll check in with you a month from now.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Until next week, stay home, stay safe, stay sane, and take care of one another. Bye.
See you.